Soham.
If it's your base, if you are inside, who that you know there is something I am inside me is conscious. If that is not alive, there has to be another seer who is knowing that is not alive. If you get what I mean. But it is not true. It is not as you. You know it is alive. You know that you're conscious. You know the consciousness is alive. That is why this is alive. Because you're perceiving this one. So, in addition to the seeing, there should be a seer. In addition to seeing, in addition to what you're perceiving, anything yourself and the body or anything else or anyone else, there has to be a seer inside. Because that's perceiving you, that you're perceiving it. That seer is seeing that you are touching it, the feeling it, seeing it, experience. The one inside the seer is the one who knows that is your perceiving. Not itself is that experience is being alone, left without the seer. So the seer is alive, sentient. So, in addition to the experience, there should be an experiencer. But this is not to be found. There has to be someone who's experiencer, who is that you are experiencing. But this you can't find. You are trying to turn around from here, where we are, to see, I know I am alive, I know I'm perceiving, but I can't turn around. Because that is perceiving that you are turning around. That is perceiving that you are looking for it. If you know what I mean. You are looking for something in outside. I'm looking for God. But that is knowing that you're looking for God. That is seeing that you're looking for God. Because you're already that. That's why you do not have to find that one from outside. You're already this. So if you're already this, how closer are you to this one then? Closer than you think. Closer than yourself. Most of the time, you don't know where you are, even though you are in this body. But that knows that you are. That's how it, not even close, that is. You, yourself sitting here, you are somewhere else, the mind has gone. You know you are here? No. Most of the time you're not. You're walking, you know you're walking? No, you're not knowing. You are living, you know you're living? No, you're coughing. You don't know even you're coughing, but you're coughing. But that knows always. You, yourself to take it to be, doesn't know, because this has taken you out. The mind has taken you out. And you think this is you. This is not you. You perceive even this. That this has gone out. Oh, I'm here now. Sorry, I missed that one. That's why you come back. Then you come, your son, to the center. Then you are aware that you are aware. Then you are aware that you are aware. It's so simple because it's so here and you are like missing it. So here, it's gone. Why? Because you're trying to see this from the mind. Why? The mind is in front of you. How a mind can see, that mind can be seen also. From the mind, you can't find that. Why? The mind has been seen from you. It's so funny to say that. It is true though, it is what it is, you see. That is why we are so confused. We say that I am this, I'm God, I love myself. But you are seeing all of this. But that place that you're seeing, you cannot see, but you know it is somehow. So, in your experience, you know that you see. But can the seer, can you see the seer? Can you see the seer? Can you see the one who's seeing this? The whole drama of creation, we perceive it. Can you see the seer? You can't. If you see the seer, you are another separate person who's seeing it. So that's not true seeing. You need to go to your ground. all the way home, but we perceive from the wrong place. That's why we are individuals. We are separate from you. You're separate from God. And we worship God. Because why? The God is there. No, God is not there. God is here. You, here, everyone, everywhere, inside out. That's consciousness. So, in your experience, you know that you see, but you cannot see the seer. You can only see skin, reflection, light, what exactly looking. Who is exactly looking? When you look at the mirror, you see the skin, bone, shape, eye color, hair color, skin color, name that you are given from the memory. This you can see, but you cannot see the seer. See, that is being seen inside you. You seeing your reflection only. I have to bring you here. I have to bring you home. I have to break down the delusion that we believe I am this. No, you are not this. You perceive this within you. You perceive this. So, we cannot find to say this is what is conscious. We cannot find to say this is what is conscious. We cannot find a separate seer. We cannot find a separate seer, even any of us here. You cannot find within you that is separate from you, separate from him, separate from me, separate from you. That is not the seer we are looking for. If you are seeing that one, this body is seeing the other body, but the one who is seeing this body is the one who is seeing every body, and that is only one. And that's a fact. It's just that you have to learn to unlearn. You need to learn to become not learned. Again, going back to the child. You have to unlearn what you have learned. Why? Because we have learned, overlearned, and learn, and learn, and learn. We lost it. We can't keep any of the knowledge for the next day. It's gone. Nothing you can keep. What you have come to collect in this body, within this body, you cannot keep it. It's going. You know it is going, but it is good. So you're holding on so tight. This is suffering because you don't know who you are. You have a birth, you have a death. Of course you have a birth and a death for this body. But the one who sees the body has a birth and a death. No. You woke up. You were not woken when you were sleeping, but you were there. That doesn't need sleep. That doesn't have birth. That doesn't have end. That's always. It perceives your deep sleep. It perceives your dream sleep. It perceives when you wake up. But only when you wake up, what happened to you? When you wake up, your I has come from here. Consciousness came, body consciousness has come, the world arises, your past came, that's it. The person came together, you lost it. You go from here every morning and you do not connect there. How you know yourself, you no longer go there. This is the confusion we have. This is why we have war. This is why I'm separate from you. This is why I am not good looking, you are not. So, we cannot find to say this is what is conscious. We cannot find to say this is what is conscious. We cannot find the separate seer separates to the seer. We cannot find the seer separate to the seer. You understand that? Seer is the one who's seeing everything, seeing within you. But there is no separate seer seeing that. Why? You can't perceive that. If you're perceiving it, it has a birth and a death. If you perceive anything from there, it has a birth and a death. This cannot be perceived. This is who you are. That's why it doesn't have a birth and a death. Everything you perceive, it dies. Everything you see and say it has an object and a subject, it has a birth and it has a death. But where you seeing yourself experiencing that has no birth, has no death. This is nirvana. This is Brahman, this is Allah, this is Shiva, this is Buddha, this is Krishna, this is whatever you can call the name. It is nameless. It has no name. It has no shape. But it's always here. And you know there is something here. I cannot catch it to see it. It's like a flick of an eye. So we cannot find the separate seer separate to the seer. Most of us, we cannot even fathom to go this far. Most of us cannot go this far. Because why? The mind it's gone with it. Mind is very quick to eclipse this. Why? Mind doesn't want you to find that. Because it's preparing you another womb already. Because you are separate from that. It says that it is a delusion, it is a dream. No, all of these things, you're seeing it. You need to drop that when the mind comes. You need to drop every moment when it comes. It drops when you come to this search. Because it's going to take you out. It's going to give you another birth. It's going to give you another shape. It's going to give you another birth. It's going to give you another death. And it's going to give all other ones who you love also birth and a death. That's the worse than your death. It's going to give you back. Why? You haven't found in this life fully what you are. Once you know who you are, you do not have to recreate or dream anymore. You know when you are dreaming, if you know that you are dreaming, you know it is a dream. You don't believe in that when you wake up. I do get back to life because it's a dream. Likewise, this is going to be a dream for you. Why? This is perceived by a reflection of who you think you are. This is a dream. Because we perceive this. We perceive this. And I perceive from this to everything else. So how can this be true? Other than the seer itself, other than the Shiva itself. You cannot see what is true. It should not be able to see. If you see, it has a birth, it has a death. It is oblivions of sentient, of divinity, of peace, of Brahman, of consciousness, pure peace, pure forgiving, and has been no wasted time in it. It is so fresh every moment you see it. So, but our mind would say this cannot be proven. Our mind will say this cannot be proven, but it is wrong. Whatever being seen or known is the fact that being aware. Whatever you see is the fact that you are aware. Without your being aware, you can't see anything. You can't perceive anything. First you are aware, then you know. If the fact that being aware, if you take out the quality being aware, then the whole world reduced to nothing at all. If you are not aware, there is no world left. First you have to be aware, then the world is here. Without you being aware, where is the world? Without this equipment that you are perceiving as awareness, you cannot perceive the world. First you are aware of this and then everything else. So it's a fact. Might as well not exist. It will not be known. It will not be known now without the world. Whatever is left standing, that is real. For the world to appear, reality must be present. For the world to appear, the world for you to come say, I got up today, the world has appeared. You have to be first to be present. First you are present and then the world has arises. Without your present, world is not arising to everyone else and not to you. First you are aware. Present means you are aware. You are here. Then only other one comes. Then only the world comes. So, for the experience to exist, there must be this quality of being aware. To experience to exist, you have to be knowing that you're aware first. That's all I'm telling you. And then, so that is the basis. The ground of consciousness is awareness. The way I started. The ground of consciousness is awareness. It is not consciousness. It is conscious. When you say consciousness, it's become a thing. But this is conscious. It's always conscious. Being aware is the basis of it. But in English, we call as happiness, consciousness. But they are not things at all. What we are talking about is not a thing that can be possessed at all. Who we are, we cannot possess it. Even when you have recognized who you are, you cannot say, I recognize it. Who are you who recognized it? Who are you who knows that? You are the reflection that knows you. But you cannot say, I'm the one who got enlightened. I'm enlightened. One who is enlightened wouldn't say, I'm enlightened. Would not use these words at all. It's redundant, these words are. His word doesn't mean anything to that person, that being who says that I am enlightened. He will not use that word. Because I am that. I am not something, I'm achieving it. So, it is quality of being aware. Awareness is aware. Awareness is aware. There is no separate seer here because the basis is sentient. The basis is alive, is a sentient being. Sentient being that is alive. So, even in this one body, not everything is experienced. But because this basis is aware, the possibility of experience is present. Even though there are things inside your body, you cannot put a name to it. There is no word to it. You feel something, but you perceive that also. Because of that only you know. Without your being aware, you can, even though the wordless one, you don't know. You are aware only, you know the one that is even you can't put a word to. Do you understand? Yeah. So, there are these present experience as seeing, the hearing. If these experiences as seeing, hearing, all the seeing and feelings and knowing, and then there is the basis. What is fundamental and most real? This awareness is which is in itself. The seer, the knower, the experiencer. But even without seeing and knowing and the experiencing, the basis remains. Even if you don't experience anything, even if you don't have this body, it is always there. Even if you can't see, if you can't hear, if you can't speak, if you can't work, that basis is there. So it is not hard to understand. If the basis is alive, it will itself be the seer. One step back from the intellect, the basis is present and quiet, obvious. The intellect is between consciousness and mind. Your intellect sits in your brain between consciousness and mind. Middle is the intellect. So even in intellect, you know your intellect too, because that seer is beyond. You know the intellect, you know your conscious, you know your mind. It is you. The whole world before you is subjective. The whole world is in front of you is a subjective. You know what is a subject means? Subject means what you perceive. The one subject that you are subject is object, subject. But object is also, and the subject is also being seen. That is why the subject and the object is both are not you. Subject, we take it to be I, also not you, because you perceive your I. So, and you that are aware are the basis for the entire subjective world. You are not to be found in this world. You can try all your life. You are not to be found in this world. Can I say that? Have we gone that far? Have we gone that deep? I would be so happy to hear that. You are not a part of this world. We are not this human being. The human being is belong to the monkey. You're not this. Of course the body came from that. But you are knowing it. You are the seer of it. You're not from this world. It is something that we should use it often enough, and you can have high knowledge of understanding who we are. You're not in this world. I have written this in myself. None of this, so nothing can fill you more than the quality of being aware. You are not in the world. You are its basis. You are not in the world. You are its basis. Being this bliss, being it is in the basis. You are neither an object in it, nor the separate subject of it. So it is not that's why I said you're not a subject to it, because this doesn't exist without that. So you stand unsupported as pure awareness. I have written something after, reality only to itself. Your true self has no past or future. That doesn't need any of these to say that is. Only you take it to be, seems to be real from the past, future and memories. This is how you remember this identity, because it's an identity. Your true self as you are doesn't need memory, because you are the presence. Nowness right here, right now. Yourself is always fresh, unsupported and eternal. And that's the true self. That's what we worship for outside. That's what we call God. That's what we call coming to purity of something, but you're separate from it. You have done so much sin, you can't come closer to it. Who are you? Ramana Maharshi asked, who are you? I have done so much bad, my sweet master. I want to touch your feet. I want to pure myself. Then he asked, before you touch my feet, who are you? So beautifully he asked this, so innocently with his eyes, so full of love. This asked, who are you? You find this out first. And your karma, your sins doesn't exist for this. It's only to your mind it exists. How fast you have left your baggage in a blink of an eye, knowing this. It's not only knowing, being it. The real never dies. The unreal never lived. We call this, I am living. It's not living. I want you all to wake up. It doesn't matter, this body does what it meant to do as a destiny. But you do not have that. You are here, you are alive. You are fully awake every time. There is no thing that you can't pass this way and say, I am coming close to it. I am that. You are God. Then you can, without any feeling guilty, you can say, I am that. But then, when you come to realize, you would not even say that. I don't have to say anything because I don't have any words to say anymore. It is a wordless place. There is no words to express that. That's love, that compassion, that bliss, that enormosity of that. Okay, I like to tell a nice story from Buddha's time. It's called Bhaya Sutra. His name is Bhaya Sutta, but we call it, because of Sutta, we call it Bhaya Sutra. It's a very famous story, it's a beautiful story, and it's a true one. So, Buddha is a sage in Buddha time. He was a sage as just now as Buddha time. He had a doubt. Buddha is a sage at that Buddha time. And Bhaya is the one who is becoming to be a sage and looking for Buddha. Okay? And when he had a doubt that he himself, Arahat himself, he's an Arahat himself. That he means is Buddha himself. Buddha says that I am myself is Buddha. He's looking, how can that be? You are Buddha and I am not Buddha, I'm Bhaya. But now he's wondering how I'm going to find out that I'm Buddha. Bhaya become Buddha, how? Buddha is not a name, it is your true self. So, and he seeks out to Buddha and begs the Buddha to deliver the Dhamma. You remember we were praying before, Buddham Saranam Gaccham, Dhammam Saranam Gaccham. Please deliver me the Dhamma to me, to him. Dhamma means satsang, as we do have now. Bhaya went seeking for Buddha and he saw people in a place gathered. Bhaya asked, where is the awakened one? Where is the awakened one? I want to see him. Where is the blessed one? Then one man spoke and said, he's gone to the town for alms. Alms means to collect food. The one who are enlightened, they don't cook at home. They don't have a home to cook. They beg for food. People give in that time food into their container, and that's what they eat. So Buddha has gone for collecting food. Then he met the Gautama Buddha and he saw his sense of peace, his mind at peace, having attained the utmost tranquility and poise, tamed, guarded his senses, restrained and great one. He saw this person who is restrained and looking down, so blissful. This person, no slippers, nothing, just walking to give alms. And then Bhaya reached him and threw himself down with his head, or to his head, and said, please, teach me the Dhamma, blessed one, teach me the Dhamma. Teach me the Dhamma, he says. And then the blessed one said, Bhaya, this is not the time. We have entered to the town for alms. I cannot make you understand Dhamma now. I'm attending to get some food. Second time, Bhaya said to the Blessed One, requesting the same thing. The Blessed One replied the same way. He asked for the third time and as well. Then the Blessed One came to the place where he could talk to Bhaya and said, now he's telling the Dhamma to him very plainly. In reference to the scene, in reference whatever you are seeing, there will be only the scene. In reference to seeing, there will be only the scene. In reference to the heard, only the heard. You know what I'm talking about. When you're hearing, you know it's only a hearing. You can isolate this. Seeing is only a seeing. If you see truly from inside, you can be just seeing, but not really you are seeing it, you're seeing. Seeing is just a seeing. It is not, has anything happened to you because of the seeing. You're not attached to that seeing. You're not attached to what you heard. So, reference to the hearing, only the heard. In reference to the senses, only the sensed. When you're feeling senses, it's only sensed. You're not attached to that. You don't become something because you saw it. You don't become something because you touched it. It is just isolated if you really sit presently. I'm hearing, only I'm hearing, but nothing changed in me. But of course the mind will come. That is not you. You're observing your mind. So he's trying to isolate him, the Baya, from all the senses and hearing and seeing. Then in reference to the cognized, only the cognized. That is how you hear to train yourself. This is how you train yourself, Buddha said. Then, Baya, there is no in connection with that. There is no connection to what you see. There is no connection to what you hear. There is no connection what you feel. There is no connection to your cognizing, because it's just cognizing. It is an operation in your body. It is a functioning only happening through your body, but you are knowing it. Because you are knowing that it's happening, you are just only hearing it, just only seeing it, just only feeling it only. You can isolate this without attaching you as yourself, it's happening to me. Now you understand? When you see thing, I saw it. When I'm feeling, I felt it. No, you are not attaching that. It's not happening. There is no you it's happening to. It is only reference. You're telling it is, I just heard it. I just heard it, but I have nothing to do with it. It's like you're meditating, you put down everything, but you still hear, right? You still hear the background, you still feel inside, you still scratch, but you're not attached to that, right? You can isolate this way yourself. So, when there is no you in connection with that, there is no you there. When there is no you there, you are neither here nor between these two. This is just this, is the end of stress. When you have too much happening around you, okay, you go, it's so much, it's too much for me, it's hurting me anymore. Now you are no place for you to go. You sit. Now you can still hear it. But it's so painful, it's still hear it. But you can isolate and say, only I hear it. It's nothing happening to me. Because you're not connecting with it. This is how you get out of suffering. When you see, you are there. I there. When it's happened, you are there. You are grabbed it. When it's feeling, I am there, it happened to me. But now he's telling you, it is a reflection. You are just seeing it, hearing it, and feeling it only. But it's nothing happening to you. You are neither there, you are neither here, neither in or out. You are here only. You are only aware of it only. So if you are only the awareness, that like I took you just before this, you have to be knowing that it's only a hearing, it's only a sensing. There is no me sensing it. There is no me hearing that. There is no me getting hurt of it. Because there is no me in there. There is no me there. Who is me? This me has been perceived by you. If you are perceiving me, how are you going to say that it has happened to me? Why? Mind. This persona. This fabrication of your life has been suffering all your life, life after life, life after life. Now Buddha gave to Baya to break open the chain. It is only a hearing, it is only a seeing, it is only a sensing. Because you are the aware of it. If you are aware, you are not that. So he said, in reference to the, and then he said, second, this Baya said to the blessed one, requesting the same. Okay, and now we go and came to the place. In reference to the sense, only the sensed. I would like to say that again. In reference to the heard, only the heard. In reference to the sense, only the sensed. In reference to the cognizing, only the cognizing. That is how you here to train yourself. Then Baya, there is no you in connection with that. Then there is no you in connection with that. There is no you there, there is no you here. You are neither here nor between two. There is no suffering for you. There is no something is beyond. Experience, thought, memory and mind. Your original face before you were born. What is your original self before you were born? Your original self before you were born is right here, right now. That's what the body came in to reflect to that, to experience life only. What is underlying consciousness? There are three ways to understand this, or how three ways to experience come together. If you simply see, if you take away all experiences, if you stop seeing, if you stop hearing, and all the other sensing and feelings and thinking, what is left is you. If you stop seeing, if you stop experiencing, if you stop hearing, if you stop speaking, if you stop sensing, what is all is left is you. You are aware. That's it. You are just aware. But we have to be strong for that. This is detachment. Being just aware. Being yourself. It's not a magic. Just being aware only. But not attached as a person to be with that. To the mind, what is left can be called nothing. But you are clearly not nothing. So you see deeply, concept of nothing falls apart. And you are the absolute, the unchanging, timeless, unbound, unconditioned reality. This is not hard and does not take time. You just have to question what you are in the absence of experiences. What are you when you don't have experiences? You dead? No, you are here. You are so much alive without experiences. Why? You are you, that you are to yourself. This is meditation. All based on your current knowledge and understanding. Only you know yourself. Based on your current understanding and knowledge only, you think you know yourself. But on what you hold on to be true. Clearly, you are not the feeling, seeing, sensing, or the thinking. All these are additional. They came in the morning and they end at night. Isn't that true for you? All this came in the morning, all these are going out at night. But when we are awake, we are so constant, going from this to that and this to that and this to that. We forgot and we go back to oblivions again. I went to sleep. You went to dead. You died. It seems like it, because if you take it to be the one who woke up, you die every night. You're born again. This is going to show you, you are not constant. God say, I am constant. I make you breathe when you're not there. Who's we? You're breathing. We are saying, I'm breathing. Who are you to breathe? You're not even there. You remain as you are. Don't take yourself to be the third-hand point of view. This is the first thing. If all experience drop this instance, do you cease to exist? If you say yes, if the experience emerge, would it be someone else experiencing that emergence? No, it will be still you. This is what happens every night. In the morning, you don't feel reborn. Even if you have general anesthesia. You know what is general anesthesia? You give an injection, you go. Where the continuing of the time is broken, when the continuing time is broken, where you feel as if you skipped through time, it's still you wake up, you didn't wake up from that coma and you don't say you are reborn. You don't say you're reborn when you wake up from anesthesia. Right? Because you just continue there. You're unconscious from surgery, you get up and say, I'm reborn? No. Because you know you were. How you know you were? You were not conscious. That knows you are. That knows this is. There is a continuity of identity because it's not based on passing experiences. I'm trying to prove yourself. Without experiences, you exist. You do not have to have experience to say that I exist. Because of that, I am this. No. You don't have to be having that to say that you are, because you are awareness itself. You do not have to prove something else to be there for you to be. Because this is not based on the passing experience. And even if the experience stops coming, even they return again, you know who you are. So if you really ponder on this, you come to know you are not dependent on experiences or thoughts in your life. Your identity has its base in the absolute reality. When you take your stand in the absolute, then all duality can be seen through as well. Birth and death, existence and inexistence, consciousness and unconsciousness. All these include in that awareness. Even conscious and unconsciousness. That's why I told you last time, when somebody hit on your head, you're going into unconscious. Also, you're coming to know you're going into unconscious. Something knows you're going into unconsciousness. This is how it is. So, now you can see of these relations. This is the path of inquiry, self-inquiry. If I told you there are 3 ways to see this. So you are not just trying to understand and accept, but you want some evidence. You don't want to hear and understand, but you want some evidence. This is the dangerous part, as it can keep you spinning the wheels for your years to come and never really get to an answer. How can you have evidence of what is already known and cannot be known in terms of experience or concepts? You already know you exist when you are deep sleep. This is your current belief. You don't have to see your body lying there or ask someone if this is exist. You know it's already. How do you know it? This is where you can see clearly when you go to sleep. Keep the inquiry in your mind. If you are honest enough, if you are obsessed with this question enough, and it at the same time calm enough, relaxed enough, detached enough for the mind to be at peace, then you can catch the mind disappearing and you can catch the mind emerging. This is why I write this, how I write. That's why I say, I see myself sometimes I'm asleep. I see myself sleeping. This happens when you ponder and sit has never given up. Then you are awake when you are asleep. You see your sleep. That line of experience of sleep you see. I write down, I even close my eyes, I'm writing down. I rewrite this one again. But because what I wrote down from my sleep, only I can read. When I wake up, I can't read that one either. Because my mind is reading. So it is not the same as then when I'm there. Because I don't want to miss that. That where I'm seeing that from. So I write that from there. Because before my mind has come, the world has come to me. To this. So it is so precious at that time. So when I write this, how I write. So, and now because in the moment, the mind reappears when experience arises. You can notice from what standpoint you are observing this very first experience. That is the standpoint of timelessness. The moment you can catch when the mind has, you are here totally to see the mind has appeared. To the mind it is nothing because this was no mind in it. To the mind, this state of yourself, who you are, is nothing. Why? Because there was no mind there. Of course it's nothing. But to you it is your natural state. It is your natural state. Why it is natural? You didn't possess that. You didn't pray to someone to have that. You didn't have to shed your sins to have that. You didn't have to go to the temple and worship to have that. You didn't have to go to Himalaya to have that. You didn't have to be a good person to have that. You didn't have to be anything to have that. You are already that.